Hey everyone, welcome to this new video. Today I'm going to be covering how you can do hyper personalization at scale to local companies, local businesses. So this method works especially well if you're targeting local companies. However, it can work really easily for other types of companies, other target markets that you might be reaching out to. So the entire goal of this video is that this kind of personalization takes time if you want to do this manually. The old school way of doing this is by going to your prospect's LinkedIn profile or looking them up on Google or LinkedIn or whatever, and doing manual data entry and then manually personalizing each single email and then sending those emails to your prospects manually, right? Um, and so the goal of this video is, so like if you want to do this yourself, you can do this. It will take a lot of time, or you can outsource it. You can outsource it to SDRs. You might want to hire SDRs. The thing is, SDRs will cost you a lot of money. So the goal of this video is to show you exactly how you can do this type of personalization and how you can personalize emails and still send a ton of them, still send a high volume of emails, without having to do this manually, without having to spend 10 hours doing this manually, and without having to spend a ton of money on just SDRs, right? So let's get straight into it. Now, I have to blur the email addresses here for obvious reasons, but this data up until this column right here is all data that I got from Apollo.io. Now you can get this data from Apollo.io, or LinkedIn Sales Nav or whatever the link this building tool that you're using. This is just normal data up until this column right here. You can import this data by going here in the import function and then import people from CSV, or you can just copy and paste all the data here directly into the clay table. Just remember to map the columns first before you do this. And so this is the first column of enrichment, and this is where things get nice, right? Because here what we're doing is we are scraping the website of the companies that we're reaching out to, and we're using a ClayGen feature on Clay. Now we're using clay.com to do this type of personalization. Clay.com is, I would say, a very smart tool that you can use to do a hyper personalized campaign, to hyper personalized emails, but still at scale. So I'm only showing you 10 rows, so 10 leads right here. Now potentially I could put 1,000 leads, 10,000 leads. It will take some more time to just do the personalization for all of those rows, all of those leads, but still it will take more than an hour or something. And this is just done automatically by Clay. So now going back to what we're doing here. So in this type of enrichment, what we're doing is we're visiting the website of the company. Now, ClayGen is a feature of Clay that basically is basically like using ChatGPT on a website, right? So you can point ChatGPT to a website, the website of the company that you want to reach out to, scrape the copy, scrape whatever is on their website, and then build a prompt, an AI prompt, which is what you see right here, to get a kind of output or result that you want. So, for example, here, what we're doing is we're visiting the website of the company, and then we're putting the website right here, and then which is this data you can see here, this column, and then we tell GPT to determine what the company does in 1 to 3 words. So we're finding a keyword or maximum 3 keywords to determine what a company does. And so and then we put some more specifics as to like the length of the result or the output that we want. So keep the output not longer than 3 words. Do not use verbs in the output. And this is, you might not think that this could work or that this could be helpful, but actually, when you're building AI prompts or when you're building custom AI prompts with GPT or with ClayGen in Clay, what you will end up with is that you'll end up with maybe an inaccurate result just because it's AI, right? You'll end up with an inaccurate results. And then what you'll do is you'll just add sentences here to make the result better, to improve the result and your output, right? So basically, before doing this, the prompt was just this, and it was giving verbs in the output, which I don't want. I just want, words like normal words, keywords, not verbs. And so then it's basically like an iteration, right? And then I just put a new sentence here, basically saying what I want in the prompt in the output. So do not use verbs in the output, and then the result improved. So it's really like this. Like before you get to the perfect prompt with the exact output that you want, it will take you some time and some iterations, right? So also here, what we do is we give some examples because GPT is great. It's just a great model, I think. We're using GPT 3.5 Turbo, which is enough here. You don't really need a GPT 4, which is, I said 10, 100 times more expensive. So you don't really need it. So GPT is great, but like if you give it examples, it is 100 times better because it literally sees what you want in the output and it sees examples of what you want in the output. So for example, we want to see IT services if, for example, the company is offering IT services, or MSP, managed service provider, or IT consulting, or Facebook ads if the company is, for example, a Facebook ads agency. And so model, then here you just select the kind of model that you want. Obviously, as it says here, GPT 4 is much better in terms of quality. However, it's also much, much more expensive than GPT 3.5 Turbo. So for this example, for this kind of personalization, GPT 3.5 will be enough. And then here, also conditional formula, which is very important if you don't want to essentially lose money on GPT prompts, or um, essentially the prompt running even if you don't have what it needs. So for example, here, if it doesn't find the website, the prompt will still run. It will still spend money. However, it will not work because there's no website here, right? And so we want to put a conditional formula here where the prompt will run only if the website is not empty. So as a value in it, right? And so this is helpful for example, when you have data that is not 100% consistent. Maybe you're missing some website, some websites, you're missing some data here. So that's helpful. And then what it does is it gives an input like this, and then what you want to do to essentially get the column with the actual text of the input or the output, sorry, is you want to go here and then you want to click on result and then add as a column. It will also give you the reasoning behind the kind of output that it gave out, and also some other data that is not always relevant or useful. So you will need this. You will need a result. And so here you will find a text column with the actual result. Now after that, really I haven't explained the kind of personalization that we want to do in this table in this campaign. Really, what we want to do is we want to find the competitors of the companies that we're reaching out to. I want to mention them in the email itself, right? So after that, now you will see here. This is the final output, the final result. What you want to do here, and then what we did is we created a Google find competitors, or this is just a Google search. So we're using this column, which is another type of enrichment with Google. So what we do here is we basically perform a search on Google with this query, right? So we put keyword in city and then state, right? Because what this is going to do is it's going to search for a keyword or it's maximum 3 words. So it's going to search for this, for example, data center solutions in city, which is where our prospect's company is based. So city, and then state. This query basically will give us some results, and not all of these results are going to be accurate and exactly what we're looking for. Because obviously, if you are searching for this query, it might, like, the first result might not be the competitor you're looking for or exactly what you're looking for. So then what we want to do is we want to type here a decent number of results. So for example, here I put 10 because we just want to scrape the first 10 results and what they are, right? So then after that, after we scrape those 10 results, we can then use a GPT formula or prompt to go over those results and determine who is the competitor of the company, of the prospects company, right? That we're reaching out to. And so we're getting the first 10 results here. And again, here, the conditional formula is that the keyword column must be filled out with a value, right? Because if it's not, if it's empty, again, this column will run regardless, and it will cost you money. It will cost Clay credits. So we don't want to do that. And so we create a conditional formula where this Google Perform Search Enrichment will run only if the keyword is not empty, right? So if the keyword column has a value in it. Then what we're going to do is we want to find and get a snippet from the 10 results, from the first 10 results. As I just showed you here, we're scraping the first 10 results. After that, this is just a bunch of text with essentially all of the first 10 results. Then what we do is we use a GPT prompt to basically identify what the competitor is inside the snippets, right? And so the prompt is exactly this. Now, this is actually a template that I got from Clay, which is just a prompt with GPT that is determining who is the competitor of the company name, um, basically among like inside of these snippets, right? In this data. And so we tell it we're looking up this company, so the company itself cannot possibly be the competitor, because if you are searching for this query, if you're searching for data center solutions in city, in state, it's obvious that one of the first results probably is going to be the company name, right? The company that you're actually reaching out to. And you obviously don't want to mention that, because it's like reaching out to this company and saying that this company is their competitor, which doesn't make any sense, right? So we want to tell it, we want to instruct GPT, we want to teach GPT how to perform the prompt or perform the search or whatever it's doing. In this case, we tell it the company itself, this company cannot possibly be the competitor. Also, as you can see here, this is another iteration where some of the results, some of the first results, sometimes were Google or LinkedIn or universities, for example. And so I added Google, LinkedIn, and possibly university cannot possibly be the competitor. They're just not going to be the competitor, right? Unless you are actually reaching out to companies that are similar to Google or LinkedIn, or you're reaching out to universities, but that was not my case. So I just added this sentence right here, and then we give it these snippets from the first 10 results. And also, this is very helpful when you're using GPT on Clay. I think I already mentioned it, but mentioning examples, right? So giving examples to the prompt to GPT is going to be very helpful, because it's just going to make the output far more accurate, and far better. So that being said, we also have a conditional formula right here, which is pretty much the same thing. We want to make sure that the snippets from first-time results, this column is actually filled out with results and with values. Otherwise, if it's empty, this GPT prompt does not have to, like, must not work, must not, start working or execute, right? So this is yeah, I think I use the template here, so that's why you can see the use AI feature right here. But this is essentially saying that this snippets from 10 results must be filled out with a value. And that being said, what we do then is we just get the text output from the prompt, from the GPT prompt. And how we do this is by going over response here, and then add as a column, right? So just create a new column right here with the response, which is going to be the competitor of the company that we're reaching out to, the possible competitor of the company we're reaching out to. Now, this method is not going to be 100% of the time accurate. There can be some mistakes, obviously, because it's AI. You can further improve this prompt and the prompts you're using inside of this method by just going through more iterations and actually see what all of the results are, and then iterate based on that. So you improve the prompt based on the current results that you get. You might get some mistakes, right? So you just go through iterations and you make the prompt even better, and that's going to lead to more accurate results. So that being said, that was pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and you found some value in it. I will share this clay table with you guys in the video description, so you can literally copy the clay table, paste it on your clay account, and then you can start using it. You can start using the personalization, the enrichments, and all of the prompts that I just walked you through for your own campaigns, right? To run your campaigns. That being said, let me know if you have any questions. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for your attention.